United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said this year, older persons make wide-ranging contributions to economic and social development. However, discrimination and social exclusion persist. We must overcome this bias in order to ensure a socially and economically active, secure, and healthy aging population. So what should Canadian seniors celebrate? We should celebrate the pension provisions, both public, Canada Pension Plan, Old Age Security and Guaranteed Income Supplement, and the private and public sector union-negotiated pension plans put in place in the 60s and 70s and even earlier. We should celebrate the healthcare system that was put in place during the same period, and we should celebrate the affordable not-for-profit housing initiatives that were put in place at the same time. We should also celebrate the fact that the poverty rate for seniors fell dramatically from 36.9% in 1976 to 3.9% in 1995. Unfortunately, things changed and are continuing to change. By 2005, the seniors' poverty rate had risen to 10.2%, and by 2010 to 12.3%, according to Statistics Canada. The current federal government has increased the age of eligibility for OAS from 65 to 67. They have continually downloaded health care costs to provinces and refused to negotiate a new National Health Accord and eliminated the National Health Council. We are the only G7 country without a national housing policy. They have actively supported an economic environment where defined benefit plans are extremely difficult to bargain and maintain. They have created such an imbalance of wealth distribution in this country that Canadian corporations are sitting on $600 billion worth of uninvested cash, while our children, when they graduate with a $30,000 or $40,000 debt or not, cannot find decent jobs. Many cannot afford to support themselves and stay at home, increasing the financial burden on their parents. Most recently, this government is considering legislation which would allow pension plan administrators to change defined benefit plans to target benefit plans, with little or no consultation with retirees and plan beneficiaries. This means your pension check could be less if the stock market performs poorly. This has already happened in New Brunswick. Yesterday, the World Wildlife Foundation announced that in the last 40 years, 50% of the planet's birds, fish, and mammals have disappeared. In 40 years, 50%. Canada's environmental track record, backed out of the Kyoto Accord, expanding the tar sands, putting pipelines across the country that all kinds of social groups are opposed to. They want to stop door-to-door mail delivery, which will certainly create inexcusable challenges for seniors in this country. What we can still celebrate in this country is that we have the right to vote. And we will have the opportunity next year to replace this government with one that will enact legislation that brings about positive changes that are in line with the intent of United Nations resolutions. In closing, I quote from the 2003 United Nations General Assembly President Julian Robert Hunt. Let us now reaffirm our commitment to embrace older persons as a most cherished resource, recognizing the contribution they make to social, economic, and cultural development. Let us undertake to work with them to tap their wisdom, experience, and skills in the building of our communities and societies, and let us recognize their contribution to a wider international community in meeting the objectives set out in the United Nations Charter. Thank you.